What's up everyone and welcome back to another episode of Retail Nightmares. Tonight in Retail Nightmares we're going to check out Karens who have humiliated themselves. Now we have a lot of Karens who have done just that, so let's jump right into it. Okay, so this male Karen was asked to wear a mask inside of this Costco and he refused to do so. Now when he signs up to Costco, as it is a privately owned store, he has agreed to follow their rules and regulations, and for this reason he was asked to leave the premise. In an attempt to protest these rules and regulations, when he was asked to leave the premise, this male Karen sat down in the middle of this Costco and refused to go anywhere until he got his way. Let's have a look. Okay, so during this very busy flight, this Karen refused to wear a mask. She was told multiple times by the flight attendant to put on her provided mask, which she refused to do so. But not just that, this Karen actually refused to look at the flight attendant and acknowledge that she was being spoken to. Things didn't last long for this Karen on this flight when she was immediately told to get off it, and the security had to come over and detain her. The Karen soon stood up for herself and started speaking, pleading to be left on the flight, which obviously wasn't going to happen as the decision had been made. But literally all this Karen had to do was put on a supplied mask and she could have gotten to her destination. Instead, I believe she gets put on a no-flight list and won't be able to fly again, at least through this airline, for being a very difficult customer. Let's have a look.
Ma'am, you need to have a mask on. You need to have the paper mask that they provided. It has, ma'am. I'm speaking to you, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm speaking to you. You have to wear your mask the whole entire flight. If you're unable to do so, you will be removed from the flight.
Delta 22, have we cleared cargo then? Thank you.
Okay, you're done. Let's go. You're going to go on the aircraft.
These guys are like,
Idiots. Figured that was gonna happen.
it's not that
You're
hard.
getting off the aircraft. Please, come on. You're done. You're not going to speak to me like that. You have to comply. You agreed to this when you checked into our flight and you bought your ticket. So I need you to come off the aircraft at this time. You're going to refuse. Okay.
Oh my gosh. I don't know that. I'm still in Cincinnati, that's all I know.
Okay, so at this Barnes & Noble, basically there is this angry customer who has refused to wear a mask when asked to put one on. Now he has refused to wear one because apparently that goes against his rights and beliefs, and he actually gets very physical and also confrontational with this poor employee. Things escalate quickly as he refuses to leave the premise after they literally asked him to either put on a mask or leave the premise, and apparently that justified this very angry Karen to get in the face of this poor staff employee. Let's have a look.
This is a public establishment. I have a right to be here.
You don't.
Yes, I do.
There's signs all over the place that say you do not.
That is not a law. That is not a law. Step away. Back the from me. Why are you so close to me?
You can't repeat, he will remove you.
Why are you so close?
Leave the store now.
Why? What are you going to do? Why? Why? This is all for you people.
Out. Now.
What?
You don't belong here.
What?
You do not belong in this store.
What do you mean? Why? Step away from me. Step away from me.
I'm not regulated.
It's a regulation. This is a public establishment. I am a customer. Privately owned? Really? So, okay. Suck.
Merry Christmas, man.
I'm out. Merry Christmas, everyone.
A very strange experience has happened at this Costco when basically this anti-masker gave everybody there a very hard time when he refused to put a mask on. He thought he could outsmart the employees when he went to check out and was denied service by giving his dad the credit card to pay for the items, and that's when the authorities were called. This Karen started freaking out when his dad was detained because he was also being a very rude customer, but they also suspected that instead of giving him a credit card, he was given a knife, which is what led the authorities to be involved. And as you can hear in the video, the dad is obviously just like the son, because they are even threatening to break his thumb because the dad can't help himself but resist the arrest. Let's have a look.
So I just took my mask off in Costco because I need to breathe a little bit, right? And manager over here comes up, he says, "I'm calling the cops because you're not wearing a mask." I said, "All right, that's fine." So I gave my dad my credit card to pay for it, and he tells the cops I gave him a knife. What kind of bull is this, bro? Look, yeah, all right, here. This right here said I passed my dad a knife when I gave him a credit card. Nice. Yeah, as he's on the phone with the cops. You're
over a mask.
Over a f***ing mask.
My finger. I'm not gonna break your finger. I'm just holding on to your finger.
Over a f***ing mask. Good old David over here. I had to take this off to breathe for a second, so what did he do? Call the cops.
Dude, I'm not resisting.
That's what I'm saying.
In this I am not.
How is he resisting?
He's tensing his arms.
No, he's not.
Dude, I don't know
I got
what
this
you
on
call
video.
it.
Okay, so this crazy Karen was inside of a thrift store and basically she was refusing to wear a mask. She was confronted for this, and that's when she absolutely lost it at all of the other customers. She started mocking it and telling everybody that this virus isn't so serious, and she believes that out of all of the places where it should be taken seriously, a thrift shop is not one of them, when in reality there are usually some elderly people who shop at thrift shops, and it's definitely one of the places you want to be a little bit more safer, which this Karen doesn't want to do. This led this Karen to cause a huge public freakout in the middle of this thrift shop and call out everybody who had a problem with her not wearing a mask. Let's have a look.
Being disrespectful. Why are you walking in? Thank you. Like, I'm just trying to shop and people are coming up to me like, you're putting me at risk. It's a thrift store, people. It's a thrift store. This is like, I see the risk that there's nasty stuff.
And we will be
No, you won't, and that has never happened. That hasn't happened yet. I'm quite confident that hasn't happened. You've done your job by telling me I'm supposed to have a mask on, but I'm also not legally required to have a mask on. The proper etiquette would be, are you medically exempt? Yes, I am. Okay, thank you, ma'am. And I go about my business, and I'll stay 6 feet away just to keep everyone happy.
It no longer applies. I'm sorry.
Well, it still does. It's also still logical, decent.
And the fact that you're treating all these people the way you are, and employees, and saying
Treating
the things that you're
people?
saying.
I've been walking through the store, and 2 people have come up to me. I haven't done anything.
F you to me the whole time I was over
You
there.
were following me through the store, like within my 6-foot bubble. Yeah, you. I have no problem telling you, like that's. I think it's indecent for you to tell me.
Okay, so this gentleman was in a Chick-fil-A with his kids, and the kids were playing, and basically this Karen came over to them and told them that unless they were quiet, she was going to call the authorities on his kids for noise pollution. This completely set the gentleman off, and he started having a go at this Karen, as his kids were only playing at the Chick-fil-A. The gentleman starts arguing with the Karen and tells her to go ahead and call the authorities if it was such a big deal, to which the manager comes over to try and defuse the situation. But it really shows how quietly the kids were playing when the other customers side with the gentleman with the kids and assure the manager that the kids weren't that loud and they were just playing around and they weren't hurting anybody. Let's have a look.
Because you know what? You're sitting here talking about children. I am going to keep it up. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Go ahead, call him. Oh, call him. You want to look dumb because this could be War Star right now. How dumb you are right now. You sound dumb telling me my kids are making too much noise pollution. You sound ignorant. You sound like a fool.
Yeah.
Nah, because she's going to talk about because they were playing. That is noise pollution. She's going to call the police. Go ahead. You sound dumb. Thank you, sir. You didn't ask enough. Thank you, sir. How long are we going to be here?
Thanks for watching, guys, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, remember to hit that subscribe button and to turn notifications on.